Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined with my good friends here, Makobura and Miguda. How are you, gentlemen? Hello?
There's a problem. I don't know whether it is on my side or your side.
You cannot hear me?
We can hear you twice.
There's an echo. Okay, let me log out.
Hello. Yes, so Migudo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clear and loud.
Hello, Makobura. There's still a problem?
There's still a problem. Let me log out and come out.
Okay, so this I cannot get the echo, but let me check out.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. So who has the echo? Is it me or Makobura?
The echo is not there. Now, I think it's now okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Makobura is working on it, and so much has taken place today, and Raila is still going on with the consultation. And yesterday we saw members of parliament who are allied to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua were asked, walitolewa katika zile committees that is that what is taking place today. Chebukati, his body arrived in Kitale ready for burial for that will take place on Saturday, and I hope the leadership of the country will be there, including the former president. I think will be there. Hopefully, the current president and all the political leaders, and we are expecting to see high political voltage. I don't know how they're going to handle that. So those are some of the things that we are looking at. And today we want to discuss about the deal agreement that is between the Raila Ruto. How benefit or how does it benefit Kenyans? Do it benefit Kenyans or it doesn't benefit Kenyans? That is one of the things that we are going to talk about. And if it benefits Kenya, how? So let me take this opportunity to welcome Miguda to say hi to our viewers before we go into the main discussion. Miguda.
Thank you, bro. If you can hear me.
I can.
Hello to everyone who has tuned in and those who will tune in later. Welcome to our media. Welcome all of you. And we usually state here that your opinion matters. And we are hopeful that we'll have a very vigorous and engageful discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Makobura, say hi to our viewers and let us then after that we are going to the main discussion and look at into details whether the agreement that is signed between the Right Honorable Prime Minister and President William Ruto will be of beneficial to Kenya, because from all indication, as Raila Odinga continues with consultation, from all indicated, the deal has been reached. From how he talks, and we are going to discuss about the benefits and those that do not benefit the country. Thank you so much, Makobura.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to take this opportunity to just invite all of you who will be watching now or later. Feel welcomed. This is Brother Benson Media. And of course, here we say that your opinion counts. You can always find time to join us. The link is there at the comment section. You can join and also give us your thoughts. What do you think about our country? And, just give us your take on how you believe or think that you can improve it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I would start with you, Miguda, about the agreement. I know it has not been formalized, and we do not know what it contains. But from the look of things, it seems there's an agreement based on what even happened in the parliament with the committees, and based on how some pronouncement on some comments that the Right Honorable Prime Minister is making, it shows that it is leaning towards that agreement, because even in Kisii today, he talks about uniting the country. And this also has been a message that the president has been sending. So which means they're speaking on the same script, or the same, they're speaking of the same thing, uniting the country. So my question to you is, and you remember very well, after the Gen Z movement, Baba donated the expert, and he said that the main reason why for donating the expert was to stabilize or to assist the president run the government. If you take that look from the time the experts were donated to the government until today, is there any issue that you can point out that there is improvement, or the improvement has not been there? Miguda. Hey, Makobura.
Okay, if you can hear
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Me, I still believe that already there's an agreement between Ruto and Raila. And there was an agreement between Ruto and Raila. But all agreements are not contract, but all contracts are agreement. But I first say that there is a contractual agreement between Ruto and Raila after the Gen Z revolt. I believe that Ruto went to Raila and gave Raila offer. Once Raila accepted to donate expert to the executive of William Ruto,
Yeah.
it means that he accepted the offer from William Ruto. Once someone has placed an offer and you have accepted the offer, there is a valid contractual agreement between two parties, in that case, William Ruto and Raila. So there was an agreement between Ruto and Raila. Even if they see that there were some, there are conditions for a contract. Like we were talking about the issue of formality. There must be formality, there must be an offer, there must be an acceptance. And when you talked about formality, that's why I begin by stating that all agreements are not contract. There could be an agreement, but now they want to put it in a contractual agreement, whereby they want to formalize it or write it down or have a structured or look at the legality of it, because for future references, it's very important for them to formalize it. I believe that by formalizing it, it can be between two parties, maybe Ruto and Raila. But then Raila want to formalize it. That is why he brought the legal team. There are so many things that is currently doing. And when the allies of DP were in the committee, it means that there are some Odinga's allies who are going to be integrated in the same committee. So I believe that there was an agreement between Ruto and Raila after the Gen Z revolt, and the agreement or the contractual process is on by they want to formalize it. At the same time, they want to bind it legally between the two parties going forward. And that's why I don't know how people look at things, but maybe I can blame myself for look at things differently. I'm seeing a situation whereby Raila is currently working with Ruto. Even when people are denying that they're not working, they are working. There was an offer from Ruto, and there was an acceptance from Raila, and that has bind them. And if there is an agreement, and you can also call it a contractual form of it between Ruto and Raila. That could be my view, Brother Benson.
Okay, thank you so much for that view. But now, when you look at that, ever since the experts were donated to the government until today, as we speak, do you, or in your own assessment, have you seen any changes that have taken place in terms of maybe good governance, service delivery, or what working conditions of even some workers and even to the public at large?
I can say that the reason why we reached in a situation whereby experts were donated, there was a report from the Gen Z who went to oppose the finance bill. And there were some issues being raised by the Jains. One of the issues which were being raised were good governance. One of the issues which were being raised were the issue of service delivered to the citizens. In our own assessment, we believe that once the experts were donated, they were going to represent the popular will of the people in the executive. They were going to represent and also advocate for the service delivered to the people.
Yes.
They were going to, at the same time, advocate or implement good governance while they in the executive, because executive is central part of the government. And when you are represented there, we expect them to do exactly as the will of the people. Or the reason why we reached at that point, they were supposed to execute whatever we wanted. In my view, up to now, there are things that we can point out from the experts, but you understand most of the only two experts who are popular amongst the four who are donated, the CS for Energy and the CS for National Treasury.
Yeah.
The reason why they are expert, they are popular because they have been moving across the country, but there are some issues. There is what I can say that the issue of PR, particularly the office of the National Treasury, yeah, do well in the PR. And I was amazed when I heard from him. He has gone because by that time the government was oppressor. The government was oppressing its citizens
Yeah.
because they were introducing harsh taxes to the people, which people were forced to. So if you go there, or if you are donated there, you are supposed to go at least reduce the taxation to the people or try to advocate the popular will of the people. But with them, after they have dined with the government, I can say they are just representing exactly what people revolt about, because you had the CS for Treasury saying that there is no problem with the SHA, and he also go aside and say that the problem with the universal health coverage is a global problem. If it was a global problem and you have been donated to go as an expert, you need to introduce. So if it's a global problem, does it mean that we don't have solution? I still believe that if we have modern problems, we need modern solution. Let us not stick to the historical perspective whereby you believe that you can only use a PR
Yeah.
to convince the citizens for you to continue working. Just use modern solution to solve these issues affecting the community. So in my view, to answer your question, I believe that the reason why we get to the point of the agreement between two parties, and the reason why the experts were donated, up to now, I haven't seen any change that the expert has brought to the executive. We are still where we are. Actually, we are back because the issue of abduction is not to be there. But currently, we have those issues. If you look at the issue of the energy,
Yeah.
when they were donated, the CS for Energy actually is signed Ketraco, and there was a process ongoing on with Adani until Adani was pronounced by the New York uh, Department of Justice that Adani is corrupt company, and there should be investigation going on towards Adani. It means that after that pronouncement is when Mr. President went to Parliament during the State of the Nation address and declared Adani null and void, and he ordered executive order that it should be cancelled immediately. So it means that when the expert was there, he
Yeah.
never tried to represent the popular will of the people, where people were object to Adani. He went there and made a signature. In my view, there is no impact this expert has brought to the Kenyan people when they are representing them at the executive. That's why we are still saying that the struggle is on.
Okay, thank you so much. And Makobura, before you come in, I want to quote, this is yesterday when the Right Honorable Prime Minister was talking to the supporters as he was going through doing consultation. And I quote, "The other man said he had set traps everywhere to prevent me from reaching State House for a handshake. So do you want us to work with someone who set traps for me? I told him that is impossible." So one, I think the only person who has talked about setting the trap in the State House was the Wamunyoro, say His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. He's the person who has talked about that, and now I think he's also answering the question that he said earlier that he can work with Prime Minister, and this is an indication to me. This is an indication that even though the Right Honorable prime minister is going around the country, he has already made his mind, that he supports the bread-based government, that he cannot work with Wamunyoro even for the year 2027. So with you, Makobura, and what I've just quoted about the Right Honorable Prime Minister, about that, do you see any change ever since the expert came into to rescue or were donated as a part to stabilize the government? Any change that you can pinpoint? If you cannot pinpoint any change, but even any failures that you've seen?
Okay, thank you so much. What I can say about the broad-based, or what is called the broad-based, which is an arrangement which came in place after the agreement between the president and the former opposition leader Raila Odinga to work together. What I can say about it, of course, is to me there are not any good things that we've achieved as a country since this, agreement. More of what we've seen is, of course, corruption here and there, and we've seen instances where there's no one to speak, there's no one to criticize, there's no one to even play the role of opposition.
Yeah.
Remember, Azimio more of, the party that was leading the Azimio, of course, was ODM, and their exit, made it tough for those who remained in Azimio to come out and criticize the government
Yeah.
because they were the majority. We've seen instances where things are done within this government and no one is really coming out to criticize. And so the question we are asking ourselves is, we were told that experts were being donated to help the president in running his government, and they told us that these are experts. I hope you know what experts mean. And my thoughts were they were going to take their expertise in the field, in different dockets that they were given the opportunity to serve in.
Yeah.
But we've not seen that at all. We've seen consistent, breakage of law. We've seen agreements being made within ministries, agreements which are not clear even to the people of Kenya. Just the other day, like Uguda was saying, if you remember, before the experts got into, before they were given the opportunity,
Yeah.
the stance that they used to have, especially about government making deals without notifying the people of Kenya. If you remember the consistent stand of the current CS of finance and the CS of energy, how serious they were when while they were fighting and speaking what the people of Kenya wanted.
Yeah.
Those are the exact things. For example, the Minister of Energy, he went there. He got that the Adani deal was already cooking. Instead of coming out to criticize or just giving his opinion the right way, he started convincing the people of Kenya and even started speaking positively about it amid all the protests from the people. That clarifies one thing:
Mm-hmm.
the political class are only interested in what is beneficial to them. Actually, their own interest is their family, themselves and their family. The
Mm-hmm.
main interest is not actually with the people of Kenya.
Okay.
Something else that I want to say about the broad-based is we are seeing consistent, talks from different sides, whether on the side of president or on the side of Raila Odinga. Just the other day, I was watching a show, an interview from one of our media stations. Uh, a journalist by the name, what is his name? Sam. He was
Sam
doing
Gituku.
an interview. Yes, doing an interview to, that's the women rep of Laikipia,
Yeah.
I think so. And she was being asked any justification or what is it that they have, to
Yeah.
convince the people of Kenya that it is the right time to bring Raila Odinga, to maybe to give, because according to them, they're saying they're bringing back the NADCO report. And the question is, why is it that they didn't support the BBI? Because whatever was in the BBI is what was brought in NADCO.
Mhm.
And she could not explain that. The other thing was, the people of Kenya had issues with even the NADCO report. The president himself had issues with the BBI, and he said that they're not going to solve issues of the political class. They're going to dwell more on anything that is affecting the people of Kenya. We've not seen that. Now they're trying to bring the BBI according to them.
Mhm.
Actually, they're trying to create a position. And their argument is they're implementing the NADCO, what was proposed.
All
And if
right.
they're asked, they're saying that the people of Kenya participated and gave their view and gave it an approval.
Mhm.
What that mean is there should be amendment of the constitution. And remember, the people of Kenya has to be involved. They want to do it behind the scene. You know, they have started quoting, they've started speaking to the members of parliament who are on the side of Kenya Kwanza. And if you hear them, talk,
Mhm.
they're saying that it is the right time to bring the person who, had who was second in the runners up in
Yeah.
the election, and
Mhm.
that so that the people that he came with, the 6 million people that voted for him, they should feel like they're in a government. These are things which are not do not matter to us as a people. If Raila was defeated, he should relax and wait for his time. That is number one. There's no any justification. What we are seeing, she was even asked that. Of course, she won the seat that she's currently occupying. She
Mhm.
was asked, can she then, allow the person who came number two when they were
Yeah.
competing to, to be given maybe a position, or can she share power with her?
Mhm.
She said no. The same question was asked. If, for example, you ran for governor and then there's someone who came number two, can you give him maybe any position to be your deputy or anything?
Yeah.
That is going against the constitution. We already have a constitution and it has clarifications. If it is a matter of referendum or coming up with the rectifications in
Mhm.
the constitution, then it is not the right time. Currently, remember, the IBC is telling us they need 60 something billion, 69 billion.
Mhm.
And we are seeing the president is wasting money here and there. We
Yeah.
are even seeing corruptions here and there in this government. What is it that this government is doing to us as a people? There's nothing, if you ask me, there's nothing positive that I've seen. What I've seen is a government that is wasteful, a
Okay.
government that do not care about the lives of the people, a government that is trying to bring SHA. SHA is something that,
So
they cannot clarify. So those are
so
the things
okay.
you ask
So
me.
so in a nutshell, you are convinced that ever since the experts came into the government, or ever since the experts were donated, there is nothing tangible that you can see as a Kenyan citizen that the expert has done.
Nothing, if you ask me, because if they really went there with good intention, anything that the president had started, any conversation that had started, like these things of SHA being done by private entities, these are the things that they would have come out
Yeah.
as the experts and question the issues of Adani. One day I would have gotten there and said that I am going to, be responsible in this ministry. I need to understand this. The people of Kenya need to understand this because that is what they used to stand for. Why is
Okay.
it that they've now gotten there and then they are proceeding with conversations which are previously started, and they know very well that the people of Kenya are not happy, the people of Kenya are not involved?
Okay.
That clarifies one thing.
Yeah.
Politicians are politicians. Their main interest is getting a salary and making deals and coming out rich.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura, for that. And I would also want to engage Miguda on an issue, because the consultation that the Right Honorable Prime Minister is doing is not quite much different with what was done about the BBI. Remember, the BBI, the Prime Minister consulted in all the counties of Kenya, and they were given referendum. People gave them what they want, and what they feel they should do with the BBI, and that formed the decision even to come with the BBI itself on what should be done. And right now, the Right Honorable Prime Minister is consulting, but this time round is quite much different, meeting the leaders but not the people. For you, Mr. Miguda, do you see this one is going to actualize and solve the issues that the Kenyans are facing?
The reason why I tend to disagree that the ongoing consultation by former Prime Minister is going to solve the issues of Kenyan people. I just like to be a bit realistic. I think since I started following politics, or since I started to follow the government making process, there have been this slogan. I don't know, but there's been this issue. People have been saying that we are going to reform the country. We are going to transform the country. Tunajenga nchi. Up to now, nchi ijawahi jengwa. Wanazidi kubomoa nchi. Therefore, if it's going around the country, also naturally, if it's going across the country, making consultation, or if there's any consultation going on for the purpose of making Kenya great, in my view, these things have happened before, and we have been there in those trenches. There haven't been a single day after all this consultation we have seen any reform or transformation is there, other than the daily services by the government. Because even if you look at the before you were talking about BBI.
Yes.
BBI, the purpose was to move across the country that they can reform the country. Then if you look at the deep or the detailed part of it was that they make some position. They make positions to leaders. They wanted to even amend the structure of the executive by introducing the position of the prime minister. They wanted to introduce some more constituencies to leaders. So it never outlined the issue of the people, in my view. It only focused on how to increase position for the leaders or to take care of the leaders, and even the issue of the runners-up should be rewarded after election. But why are we a democratic state? Then why do you go for election? Because in my view, I understand that the majority must have their way, and minority must have their say. We must have a position whereby if you are, so if I know that I am going to be incorporated in government, therefore I can just run for the presidency for the sake of running. I become number two, then I'll be in power. Power should be the person who has won. So I still believe that these issues going consulting the country, in my view, it does not reflect the actual reason why the people came out demonstrate. Currently, we have challenges that are affecting people. As a Kenyans, we understand that there was some irreducible minimum, in my view, that Gen Z had in mind. You know, we as the young people, this country belongs to us. In the next 10 years, 20 years, so we are the people managing this country. Therefore, we are looking at it in our own angle that we want this structure of government. We want this type of leaders. We want this type, because if it should work for us and our children and our grandchildren, the way their time work for them. Therefore, when they were bombers, we were not there. We were never represented. Our views were never taken. But now we are seeing that, okay, up to now, there are some areas whereby we need that we should fix as a nation. If at all the consultation that's going around the country is going to solve the actual the modern problems. That's what I want to say. If the consultation is going to solve the modern problem, then it's well and good. They should go on with it. But if the consultation is a predetermined, it's already predetermined that after consultation they are going to work with the current president, which already we know they are working. Or after consultation, they're going to come out that the people want us to stay in power, and we go there with our values. Those things we know. Is there anything alternative or new that you are going to tell us about this consultation? That's we agree with you. But if there is the usual dramas or usual politics, in my view, it doesn't help the ordinary monarchy, because there are things right now we need to discuss as a nation. If the consultation is going to cater for the health services, is going to cater for the new funding model for the university students, is going to cater for the taxation, is going to cater for the employment of the young people, then it is well and good. Then we can also join the consultation. The reason why I say that it is unpopular, and even the leaders know that it's unpopular. Why, if they are consulting, why do they go to only elected leaders into their stronghold or into their political base? Because in their political base, they are people. Why can't they make it baraza, whereby they go and meet the people? They consult the people. Why are they consulting the elected leaders? Because I think it is unpopular and is not intended to solve the current problems we have as a country. It's just intended to solve the problem of our leaders for them to get some position.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Muguda. And I'm coming to you, Mr. Makobura. Makobura, for the last 20 years, ODM has been a party that has given people hope and they've fought for the country. Especially, uh, everybody has believed that if ODM has always been on their side based on what they stand for, based on their values that even like Emilio Diambo was saying that we might work with the government and we will not leave our values. But this time round, it seems like there is that paradigm shift on how they are going to work, because like the majority of Kenyans are not approving the agreement or the working or the broad-based government between the Right Honorable Prime Minister and William Ruto. So there's that disapproval. Why do you think so, Mr. Makobura? You are muted.
Okay, thank you. You've asked about why there are no disapproval.
Yeah.
That is between the comments and the
Yeah.
stance of
Especially
the ODM.
when you listen to the comments from the people, or if you listen to how the larger population of Kenya are speaking about ODM on working with or collaborating with the
Yeah,
President William Ruto, there's that
yeah. So
so much dissent. They're descending. Why?
yeah, so just like I'd mentioned, the expectation of the people, especially after that demonstration, the people expected a government or a people or a leadership that was going to take care of their interest, a leadership that was going to listen to them. And part of the reasons why the Gen Z slowed down or the people who are demonstrating slowed down, Raila came in support of the government, and he said that these are things that they can talk, they can, they can come in and, have a discussion and look at those issues. Part of what the president did, of course, he tried to send back the cabinet secretaries, and then he brought them back. And while bringing them back, some were left, and he brought some from the ODM side. So the thinking and the views of the people, we thought that with the opposition coming into the government, there were going to be some positive, things that the people of Kenya would expect. Remember, there were the issues which had been raised, issues to do with corruption, the lavish style or lives of the political class. There was the view of the people. They were seeing the political class as a class that do not respect the people, and
Yeah.
they think that they are not even answerable to the people who gave them the opportunity to serve. At the same time, there was an issue with the parliament. The parliament consistently made laws. They consistently, approved things without consulting the people of Kenya, and behind the scene they would come out and say that they are representatives of the people. So the people of Kenya expected that going forward the parliament would engage the people. Remember, the court, there are so many laws which were passed, and this parliament and even the courts, nullified and said that there were no public participation. There were so many. So we expected, the people expected that such kind of things were going to be done away with. But what we've seen, or what the people of Kenya have seen, is a continuation
Yeah.
of the previous things that
Mhm.
the people had raised. And so it is raising so many issues. The people are asking themselves that even with that demonstration, even with people being killed, getting out to remind the government about the responsibility and what the people felt were not okay, they still have not listened. Even with the invitation of the experts from the opposition side, they are still not listening to the people. What they've done is they've continued, uh, you know, being choir leaders or choir masters, they have continued with the song. They are not totally listening to the people, and these are the reasons why there's consistent attack to the former prime minister, and the people of Kenya are very much involved, and they're concerned that the move of him going to reunite with the president is going to be a serious harm to the people of Kenya. Part of the reasons why the people celebrated when he failed the AU, they thought that he was going to come back and take his official role
Mhm.
of opposition to somehow, raise the issues which are affecting the people of Kenya, the high cost
Okay.
of living, the high cost of fuel, the high cost, just the many problems that the people of Kenya are going through. But the worry now is with him joining the government, how tough is it going to be? Because we've always known Raila, whenever he's somewhere, he will keep quiet. He'll not defend, he'll not fight, he'll not speak, but instead he'll just be endorsing. And that is the only problem and the only worry that the people of Kenya has, and that is why they've continuously criticized any comment or any video, anything
Mhm.
that they see,
Okay.
whether it is a meetup or anything.
Okay, thank you so much. And let me also bring Miguda on it and ask, because Makobura, you've spoken about things that people have always known Raila for his fighting for his people and fighting for the country, or saying being on the side of the people. But would we also conclude that the consultation or even cooperation that he's doing with the government is for the sake of the country, not for himself? Miguda, what do you think about that?
Actually, that's a very direct question, but I know I have a very good fan base from ODM because
Yeah.
I have relatives in ODM and also
Yeah.
some friends of mine. But let me just it's just for personal interest, and
Yeah.
that's politics. So let us. There's no hard feeling here. They just
Yeah.
there is about personal interest, and I don't intend anything here. I'm just speaking that the ongoing consultation, according to me, is just for his personal interest, and it is not based for it's not for the sake of the country here, because we have had many things planned, if at all. Even the issue of donating experts was not popular. The issue of AUC was not popular. So even the issue of AUC was personal interest. The current issue of joining the current regime is not popular because the current regime as people is not effective and you want it to go home. And if you are going to join the oppressor, in my view,
Yeah.
it is just for personal interest because the oppressor should be left alone and fight for itself. Let the people unite and save the Kenyan people. We want to salvage the people, in my view, but if you go, that's why I maintain myself that let him just go. Don't compel him to come to where the people is because there is this debate or argument that he has supported the people's interest for a long time. Now it is his time not to support the people. Fine, well and good. Let him be where I want to be. There is no problem. The people also will be where they want to be, but
Mhm.
the people should not follow somebody blindly. You should also make your own decision because even during the 2010 constitution, when we have the yes team,
Yeah.
Ruto and his allies said no to constitution, and that
Yeah.
is democracy. No one interfere with their right, and the yes
Mhm.
people have their way. Currently, the person who opposed the 20 constitution is the president, and is implementing the current constitution, which he has failed to implement effectively. He is working the constitution that he opposed. It doesn't matter. Let him join whoever want to join, or let him work with the one want to work with, but the people will have their way. That is what we call democracy. It doesn't mean that all times it must be the people. But as for me and our good friends, the young people, we are where the people are. If he can come and join us, well and good, we support him. But if you go and dine with the oppressor, then we'll say bye bye to him. But the basic line is that, in my view, honest
Mhm.
opinion,
Mhm.
it is not for the best interest of the country. It's just for his own personal interest.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. That is the view of our good friend Miguna. That is the working is for the best interest of not for the country, but of his interest. And I agree with you at some point. But like you also have to look at. He also feels that there are people also. They also he has also followers who feel like by even having this agreement or having this conversation or collaboration or cooperation, whatever you might to call it, it's the best interest for the country. And you feel they feel like is uniting the country, and so they also have their say, and that's why you mentioned that if he wants to come, well and good. If he doesn't want to, well and good. Now, when you look at the entire working together with the right hand prime minister or prime minister working with President Ruto, what benefit do President Ruto have on this? Is it what benefit, or it is about bringing tension down? Makobura.
The benefits that the president has, one,
Yeah.
the president used to be a very famous person or politician in the Republic of Kenya, and
I'm
this
saying
has
like
faded.
working with Raila Odinga, what benefit is president going to gain? Is it going to gain votes when he runs for
That
president,
is
or
that is where I'm coming to.
okay, thank you.
Yes, so I'm saying that the president currently is unfamous. He used to be a famous politician, but until his consistency is not admitting his faults, his consistency is in not performing his duties as he had promised during the campaign and also during the swearing in,
Yeah.
he has lost trust. And for that reason, he's trying to look for someone who's going to help him in the next general election so that he can continue going on being a president in the second term. And he has settled on one Raila Amolo Odinga because he believes that Raila has a good support base in the Republic of Kenya. Raila has gone for presidency not once but 5 times. He has consistently, gotten a good number of votes. He's been defeated by maybe 5% or less than 5%
Yeah.
of maybe the votes of someone who has been leading. So I think he just trusts that Raila can help him clinch that position because he has also noticed that the Mount Kenya region that has consistently supported him,
Yeah.
majority of people or politicians who are closer to him have also turned their minds and have also turned their offers,
Hmm.
and led by the former deputy president who was his deputy. They had serious disagreements, and that led to impeachment. Uh, they thought that Gachagua was going to be finished after the impeachment, but what has turned out is that Gachagua has spoken to the people of Mount Kenya directly to their hearts, and the message that the president does not have a goodwill
Yeah.
to the people of Mount Kenya, and also being that Gachagua has also, do I say, intoxified the minds of the people of Mount Kenya
Hmm.
on how he believes his team is going to save the Mount Kenya region. That has changed the political perception of the people of Mount Kenya and how they view William Samoei Arap Ruto as the president or as the individual. There are so many things again that the president had promised, but he has not delivered. That again has made the people of Mount Kenya to lose interest in him.
Hmm.
And remember, that is where he got the majority of votes. So he's simply trying to do a calculation, and he's saying that with the support of Raila, him getting the votes of maybe some few Nyanza people or coastal people and the western side
Hmm.
somehow can fill the bucket that was being filled by the Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the calculation that the president is currently doing, and that, of course, might materialize depending on. how they're going to work in that arrangement, and also how the people of Kenya, in the entire corners of the Republic of Kenya, would have evaluated his performance
Yeah.
uh, based on all those things that he promised the people of Kenya,
Hmm.
issues to do with infrastructure, issues to do with the economy, issues to do with health, part of which there are so many questions which are being raised. So that would directly lie on the decision that the people of Kenya would make. But what I can say is that politically, they are politicians. Politically, he has lost one side that consistently supported him
Mm.
and is trying to bring Raila on board. And I want to tell you, if they continue working together, there are so many things that you're going to see. There are so many positions.
Yeah.
We've started seeing them. There were close allies who supported him from the Mount Kenya region, the likes of Honorable Ndindi Nyoro and many others who have been removed from various committee chairmanship, which were very lucrative and had so much influence. So that, of course, is going to change the thinking of the people of Mount Kenya going forward, because remember, these are positions that they were given based on what they brought. Remember, this government used to preach for us a narrative of shareholding, whereby the number of votes that you brought would, determine the number of seats that you will get.
Okay.
But again, the shareholders, so those who brought the majority, are now have been omitted and they are now somewhere else, and that has changed their view and even the view of the people of Kenya. So the president is consolidating that side that has not really tested him. And that is why they're coming up with this thing called broad based.
Thank you so much. This one of our good friend is asking you a question based on what you said, and he asking you Makobura as a panelist. So, in your opinion, Gachagua is toxic? If you can respond to our viewer.
I did not say Gachagua is toxic. I said that some of the comments that he has said, and remember, in reference to the political views of the people, Gachagua has gone on the ground, and he has convinced the people of Mount Kenya based on the promises that they were given by the president while the Gachagua was the deputy president. And remember, part of the promises were that
Yeah.
they would be given more of the seats, they would be considered in every appointment, and that they will have higher take in the government. But again, what happened? He, who was the deputy president, was impeached, and that, according to Gachagua and the close allies, is a betrayal, and he has preached that gospel. And the truth of the matter is, it has been bought. The people that he has preached it to, they have welcomed that, and in reality, they've seen that as a betrayal. That is the context of what I was trying to mean.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Timmy Move Team. Thank you so much for your question, and I hope and I believe that our panelists have really answered your question. Now, let me come to you, Miguda. I want to ask you because some people view this as that with Raila being on President Ruto's side, towards and they can go to election with that. And Raila is one person who usually mobilizes, and immediately after election, people can go for mandamano, and you know how it usually works. So by him having Raila on his side, that one gives me one give him one benefit, that if things doesn't go the way, or if things go their way, there's nobody who can mobilize people to come on the street. Do you buy that view, or that is not something that you would buy?
You don't. You should not buy that view.
Yeah.
If people are still living in the past,
Mm-hmm.
then we are sorry. Things have drastically changed.
Okay.
And the reason why Raila supporters has been on the street, let me begin with the Mandaman.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Raila supporters has been on the street revolting over the elections is because Raila was on the ballot, because they love there for Raila. They love Raila passionately. They love Raila. Uh, they love Raila intensely. They support us Raila. They love Raila intensely to an extent that they can die for Raila in those demonstrations. But here it's a case whereby we have William Ruto, not Raila. Who will go to demonstrate for William Ruto? Because these are people who believe in Raila and they have followed Raila for so long. And whenever Raila is on the ballot, they can go and demonstrate for him to claim the victory which has been stolen. But if you talked about if we end up with the two horses in 2027, and remember Raila when the previous, let's just try to use a little bit of statistic. Previously, when Raila was contesting, almost 700,000 Lugos never voted for Raila. Raila was supported with the deep state system, machinery, former president, and there was sure bet that Raila was going to win the election. But 700 of thousands of his low supporters never voted for him. Here you have Ruto. The number will decrease according to me. More people will not turn out to vote in Raila's base. And remember, Alonso has also gone. Alonso almost gave Raila 1,000,000 votes. So 1,000,000 is gone. And if you go to current statistics, Ruto also has lost the entire constituency of Central Province. And if they pull out, now William Ruto is going to claim presidency with the Kalenjin nation and some part of the Raila base. And Western Province is not automatic for Raila the way he used to get it. A free walk in Western Province, former Western Province.
Yeah.
Because there is that wave of revolution in Western Province. There are those people who are being awakened by Natembeya, the people who try to speak reality, people like PK Salas and Natembeya. Those people, they are factor to be considered in that region. So there's that Ukombozi Mefika, Western. And so if you're going with Raila in the elections, support William Ruto, he's good in mobilizing, he's good in campaign. But remember, this is not the first time he's going to be good in mobilizing a campaign. He has been good before, but he has never won the hearts of many Kenyans because he usually come to maybe 6 million votes there. But that was the full synergy and energy of Raila Odinga. Yes, whereby he's going to back up somebody. And currently the status quo. We are usually the Raila base, they are usually a threat to status quo because they have been outside. They usually go to elections as the people in opposition. But now you're coming to an election as the president of the Republic of Kenya defending your seat. I don't think it's going to be popular the way people view at it. That's why he said that if we end up with two horses, I see a scenario whereby the runners-up is going to be the people in the government, but where the people are, they are going to have their day. That's why I still believe that if you talk about the issue of Raila's strength of mobilizing, even protesting the elections, it only work on his side. It cannot work on the other people's side because, like, there are those who believe in Baba that if the Baba is on the ballot, the only reason why, if you need to do some interviews in villages, if you ask some people that what about the forthcoming election, previous the 2017, 2022, or 2013, they will tell you that I took ID or I was registered as a voter and I have a voter card. It was exclusively for Raila. That's why I took these documents. Without Raila, I'll keep them under my bed. But with Raila, I'll walk to the polling station and vote. So such people, can they go and vote for somebody because somebody is on the ballot? So it's a bit technical, but I don't know how it will work. But I can assure you that if you end up with two horses, in my view, the people will have their way.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguda, for that analysis. And I want to invite Marco Bura because we know when you look at ODM, there are people who have been giving different signals. You talk of people like Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino who have not supported the broad-based government since it was started. They've been people who are calling out. Where do this agreement that is taking place leave people like Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino, and what next for them, Makobura?
Okay, thank you. First, I wanted to say that ODM Many times they've told us that they respect the youths and that they're giving the youth the opportunity. But in many instances, for example, when they're doing their nominations to party loyalists, we've never seen them being given any good position. What we've seen in ODM is close allies to Raila Amolo Odinga, whether family members or close allies to the top political class, are the people who are nominated to various positions. And again, when it comes to support to the youth, we've seen instances where when they're doing constituency nominations, we've seen that many times there's been issues with elections. And sometimes we've consistently also seen a situation where direct tickets and direct certificates are given to members. And this has really disqualified and has made it tough for young people, especially the youths, to also find their way out in ODM. So to me, first, I want to say that ODM, as much as they claim that they are incorporating the youth or listening and also nurturing the youth in different political scenarios, personally, I cannot really buy that, because that is opposite of what we are seeing, if you ask me. The issue of Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of ODM, Babu Owino, Caleb Amisi, these are, I would say, they're still the youngest or young members of ODM party, but they've performed well. Somebody like Sifuna has done so well as a Secretary General when it comes to representation or performing his duty as a member of parliament is done well. Babu Owino has done well. All these people that you've mentioned. But the truth of the matter is, the young people, they still have time and they're going to exist for quite some time. And again, they might have power to influence the political happenings and the political appointments and even the leadership of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
And for that reason, so many times they've taken a stand that is not popular to their political party leaders
Yeah.
or their party members, but they've always taken stand that, according to them, they feel that is a stand that the people of Kenya are taking. And me, I can say that that is the best thing that they're doing, because it is better for them to lie with the people. It is better for them to be on the side of the people than to be on the side of a government that, we are not sure of how the future is going to be. What I can say about them is that, remember, ODM is a party, they have a constitution. If you feel, or if they feel that their views are not being incorporated
Mhm.
in ODM, if they feel that their stance are not being recognized, the issues
Mhm.
they are raising, the
Yeah.
stance, all those decisions that they're trying to bring forth within the operations of ODM are not
Yeah.
being taken care of,
Mhm.
then I think the best thing is they should get out of ODM and try realigning with the people, either joining the political parties that they think are speaking for the people,
Mhm.
or they form their own political parties. But that again would come with, it will come with so many risks.
Yeah.
That would depend on, one, whether they are known on the ground, whether they've been performing. Remember, in different sections that these gentlemen or honorable members are standing or vying for these positions,
Mhm.
these are constituencies that Raila has a more political say, and
Mhm.
Raila is loved in these particular constituencies or counties. What might help these gentlemen is how they've related with the people on ground,
Mhm.
their performance on different constituencies. But according to me, if you ask me, I can say that these gentlemen have performed exemplary well,
Yeah.
and with consistency in standing with the people, raising the issues and voicing, being the amplifier of the people. I believe that if they start their own political party, or if they come with a vehicle that is seen driving the agendas of the normal wananchi, then
Mhm.
possibly they will make it back. to the parliament or to different political interests that they have. That is what I can say about the gentleman.
Okay, thank you so much, Makobura, for that. And Miguda, you two, we want to get your view, especially on the likes of Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna, who have been very vocal, especially when it comes to the support for broad-based government. And you know, our political parties, how they are being run, because, you know, even the positions that they are holding, they are holding are not elected. These are people, they are appointed. And so, especially for Secretary General for Sifuna, what will happen with Sifuna Miguda?
Okay, maybe I was still reading the comment, but it's more of a comment. It's not a question. So, what I want to say is that this is very simple, according to me. Very simple.
Yeah,
It only needs just common sense because people cannot control you. Remember when the Ruto was in ODM, and Ruto also felt that there was a certain rule in ODM, and the rule was that there were two rules. Rule number one, the party leader is always right. Rule number two, refer to rule number one. Ruto said that I cannot be in that party. Then he walked out to ODM, and it's democratic right. He formed UDM, from UDM, URP. Then they actually form a strategic alliance with TNA, the capital power. Me, I don't see any pressure or anything that you have to lose, provided you are with the people. Or
yeah,
it's about strategy. If you have a good strategy that you know where your fans want you to be. People have been saying that Babu Owino's people, these are Raila's people, Sifuna's people. Of course, they are Raila's people. Even Ruto's people at that time were Raila's people. But remember, Ruto also made it. Not only Ruto, many people have made it outside Raila. There is this culture whereby there are these myths, misconceptions, and beliefs that once you differ with Raila, you can't go far. It doesn't matter. According to me, you don't need to be elected. But the good thing you should do should be the people. You should not die with the oppressors because you fear being re-elected. Then you're not a leader. A leader, you should even go those challenges, provided that you represent the people's will. I don't care whether I'm elected or not, provided that I was right with the people. You don't need to be wrong, and you are getting position for personal interest, and you are leaving the people, you are abandoning the people, you are abandoning the cause. Why do you abandon the cause for your personal interest? Therefore, you are never a general. If you are a true general and you have your troops going to war, there's no day you'll abandon your troops and turn against them. You start firing at your troops. And at the moment they really need you to shoot at the enemy.
yeah,
Therefore, I don't see anything with the Babu, Sifona, according to me, and we already talked to Babu. Already, the Babu usually follow us through his people in this platform, and they already hired to him. Babu, follow your heart. You're a young man. Doesn't matter. Even if you fail, and the history will treat you good some days. But we can assure you, people like Sifona, Babu, and many other people who side with the people during difficult moment, we will reward you at the ballot. Therefore, this issue of people being threatened that you don't need to talk, but with them they are talking. No, 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 no. It should stop. We are the very way they have their democratic to speak, to consult, to broad-based governments, to go to AUC. Even us, we have our rights to discuss our politics at our level, to engage our politics at our level. There is no compelling reasons or your issue. Because let me tell you one thing.
mhm,
If today Makubura joins politics, no one is pushing him. He knows why he's in politics, and no one is bringing anybody to politics. No one brought Babu to politics. No one brought to successful politics because you have made your mind as an adult of sound mind that I'm going to join politics. So you know your interest, and you must be ambitious. The people should not draw for you like that. If you are ambitious, then you are a threat to status quo. This issue of people trying to black, blackmail people or paint people that whenever you are ambitious or you have a divergent opinion, you are being painted as a threat to school. That's a very bad culture as currently we are speaking. Because let me tell you, if the people of Raila base They voted for Raila in 2022 against William Ruto. And they protested. Some were killed because they were protesting the result that Ruto has stolen from Raila. Then you are telling them now, go and vote for Ruto, who stole Raila's victory because of tribalism. See how petty it is. We are not going to vote for someone who we perceive that there was election malpractices according to the report. Then because of tribalism, this issue of tribalism is what is killing Kenyans. It doesn't matter. Let you not be swayed with the tribalism or control with the in trouble with that because now Ruto has parted ways with Mount Kenya. Now let us vote for him. But remember, his victory cost some people's lives. People lost their lives during demonstration, and even some people lost their property because they were protesting that those elections were never free, fair, and transparent. I believe that. That's why I believe that let nobody limit leaders. If you feel like you have a different opinion,
Yeah.
speak out. I like this current upcoming leaders, people like Natembeya. We don't need to think the same way that all of us must support government. People must have different thinking. That's how we can develop our democracy and develop our country. If Salasa is having a different opinion, well and good. Babu is having a different opinion in Nairobi and in the country entirely. Well and good. Sifuna also in his own rights, he believes that he rather vote for somebody else, but not the current president. What is wrong with that? The same way you have your rights to support the current president, or the same way people like Opondo are all over
Yeah.
celebrating committees, that's the
Mhm.
same way we are also celebrating, not supporting them. So in my view, let's just play this politics whereby you accept people's views. You accept that each views matters, opinions matters. Now it is the people who are going to decide. If the people say that they are going to re-elect William Ruto, so be it, respect. But if people say that they are going to relate another person, so be it. But as a young people, I can never and I will never oppose any young people because if I don't push these people, when will I get my space? We must push these people to go, these young people to go the space so that we can have other people also getting the space with different opinion, different ideologies, different philosophies to transform the country. That's how we can develop our country. But we can never develop our country the same mentality, the same people. There is no way we are just going to revolve around like a clock, but we are not making any progress. For us to make progress, we must also agree that sometimes each and everything has its time, and it's not time for the young people to take their country the way the older people have been with our country for a long time. Now it's the right time for them to give baton to young people. That is my so there's no cause for alarm here. Let people just do their politics without any control.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. And I'm seeing our friend Gibson Connor. You are highly welcome to the show. We've been having a discussion and we are looking at us. What are the benefits that Kenyans will get, or what are the benefits that comes with the consultation of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga? As you know, today he made a statement in KC that is just asking the people to unite. And if you look at the message unite, it is one that the President William Ruto has also been talking about everywhere he goes, that his work, he has brought in every leader so that they can unite in Kenya. So, and we are asking, what benefit does it have? And Makobura, I want also to know your view, or to get your view on this. Does this one will be the perfect opportunity for Kenyans to show the corporation that, okay, you have cooperated, but also we have different view, especially when it comes to voting based with the fact that we might have very many people who are running and they can go and elect these people. Let me also take this time before Makubura comes in to welcome in Laban Misiani. We shall have a coalition government for the people of Kenya, but not shareholders. Thank you so much for your comment, Mr. Makubura. Come and share with us your view.
Okay, thank you. First, I remember I've been mentioning every now and then that we've got options. The options are so many. Today, you saw the former CJ Emeritus, Maraga. He has also came out and he's saying he's listening to the people. That is another option. The other day, Matiang'i was there. That is another option. The other day, Kalonzo, I mean, Natembea was also there. That's another option. Just the other day, Okiya Omtata was also there. Another option. Let us not talk about Ruto. Let us not talk about Raila. Let us not talk about Kalonzo, because these are people who have been in politics for more than 20 or 30 years. They have had the opportunity to serve the people of Kenya in different capacities, be it at the prime minister level, deputy president, or cabinet. These people have done nothing to the people of Kenya. They had the time, they had the luxury to influence, development in different capacities. They did not manage to do so. What then different are they going to bring or to do to the people of Kenya? Remember, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was a minister. We gave him the opportunity. What did he do so much different? Maybe hii kitu inaitwa aje, hii ya magari, hiyo super highway. That is the only thing that he brought that we can see, and few infrastructure. Ruto was a deputy president for 10 years. What has he brought for us when he was given the opportunity to be the president? He has widened the gap of tribalism, and is preaching to us gospels which are not really getting well with the people of Kenya. And they're coming up together with Raila, who has also been in government in different capacities. They're telling us about broad based and experts who are, from my experience and from my thoughts, experts are people who should come with solutions. Which solutions, as the experts who are given by Raila brought to this government? There's nothing. What I can say is that this coming general election, it is not going to be an easy one. I still have my stand. We have options. And I want to preach to the people of Kenya that let us not talk about Ruto, let us not talk about Kalonzo, Gachagua, and all those people. All those people are con men. Miguna used to call them they are con men with PhDs. I can also say the same. Those people are con men. Let us look at these new people who are coming in. They can deliver. Somebody like Maraga can deliver. Somebody like Okiya Mtata can deliver. Somebody, these are people who have shown leadership. Before we elect people, let us not just elect them because they've been in the political limelight for 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah.
There's nothing new that they're going to do for us. Let us elect someone based on the track record. They were given opportunity. What did they do with the opportunity? If
Yeah.
you ask me, for example, about those people that are mentioned, I can tell you one or two things when they were given the opportunity, what they did. And these are the kind of things that we should weigh. These are the kind of things we need to think about and to talk about when
Mm.
we are going for elections. Let
Yeah.
us not talk about how much someone has, how much someone has stolen. Let us not associate ourselves with these political people who loot the people who loot and got into corrupt dealings, making Kenya lose a lot of money. Some of them are making deals on behalf of the people of Kenya, and then all these things are transferred kwa kichwa ya Mkenya. Ati watu wanaenda wanakopa loan, Wakenya ndio wanakuja wanaekewa walipe.
Mhm.
The other day Eric Omondi, sisi kwa sisi, ameenda kujengea watoto huko Turkana
Mm.
kanyumba kadogo tu, a structure just to help them get the education. Remember, we are being told that education is the only equalizer. Those
Mhm.
people in Turkana are not getting the right one. After the sisi kwa sisi who contribute na waende waeke structure, you find that a area member of parliament and some few leaders are going to mobilize na wanatoa hiyo structure, and then the question we're asking ourselves is,
Yeah.
wanatumia akili? Do they really have the interest of the people that they are governing, the people that they are representing? The answer, of course, is no. They are representing themselves, their interest, and the interest of their family members. We need to think out of the box. We
Mm.
need to give opportunities to the new people who are coming in. We should believe in these people. These people, they might not have the money that is required to move through the country, but we can help them through different sources, social media, all these sources, so that we also preach a gospel of unity and a gospel that is going to unite and help us get out of the problems that we are currently facing as a country.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to read the comments of the following. My take is asking, are you an expert? That is my take. Then also Laban Misiani, Kenya is good for all of us, not good when the president is from Mulima. My take, I like people, I think people like you suffer from inferiority complex. We will have election in 2027. It will happen at the polling station and no social media. Um, we are trying to say we haven't noticed electricity prices going down. Eric Ayara, James Oswago, CEO of IBC, will be chairman of IBC. Sifuna, Ososi, Amisi, Simbarati are about to unveil new political party. Raila will regret this decision, though good for him. Dora
Allow
Jack.
me, allow me to say something about a comment here that has been addressed to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so uh, this comment here is saying that, are you trying to say you haven't noticed electricity prices have gone down since when I went in? I'm not a sycophant. My take it from me. I'm not a sycophant. I'm not going to support anything that is colluded with corrupt dealings and everything. And you cannot tell me that the issue of electricity. I live in Nairobi. I pay electricity every day. Every day. You cannot tell me that electricity prices have gone down. Where? Maybe Kwenyu. That is something that you cannot tell me, and I'm not going to buy that. When is the last time you went to a supermarket? Are you saying you haven't noticed a change? Labda, I've not seen that. And whatever I'm saying out of the experience, an experience, something that I interact with on a daily basis. So you cannot, at any point, I don't think it is right to just force me with things which are not really true. And those are psychophancy. Those are the things that we are saying as a people. The people of Kenya need to wake up. We need to call a spade a spade. We should not call a spade a spoon. If we have this kind of mentality, a mentality of trying to lie to the people of Kenya, then we are going to mess our country. That is my take.
Okay, thank you so much. And I want to engage you as we look at the agreement and the benefit that Kenyans might get, or the benefit that the Kenyans might not even get. We want to focus also about the other participants, those have been in the politics for so long, people like Kalonzo, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, Eugene Wamalwa, who also seems to be having another camp, and I know the camp will expand with the time. But do you think like they have the solutions that maybe that the things that Kenyans are saying they will offer those solutions, bearing in mind like majority of them, including His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, has been in the political field for the longest time. What is your take, Mr. Miguda, for the other team if they will deliver to Kenyans what the Kenyans are going through?
Let me put it clear.
Yeah.
You know, whenever someone is having his own opinion, he's entitled, and I don't need to agree with you. Doesn't matter. You don't need to agree with me. But people don't. The fact that I can, in my submission, I can utter a word that I'm criticizing government doesn't mean that now I'm pro Munyoro. No, and that's how I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah.
The people you have just mentioned, Eugene, Kalonzo, or Munyoro, they are not alternatives in my view.
Yeah.
These are same monkey, different forest. We understand this game very well. These are the same people. They come together when when they are interested converge. But whenever there's a divergent interest, they part ways. So they are not options. They are not alternative to us. And we are not even supporting that so-called Eugene, Kalonzo, or Wamunyoro. Because during the time when people were revolting or about on the finance bill, Wamunyoro was the deputy president at that time. But he never came out and joined the people. So it means that when his interest is served, It's the same as these people, same as to Eugene Kalonzo. These old politicians, I don't think they are a solution to our problem. That's why do not take side that whenever someone has critic Ruto, now that person is Wamunyoro. Also, someone critic Wamunyoro is now pro Ruto. No, we are saying that current problems need current solution. Even though people refer us to history, but sometimes also you have to give way to new idea. Even if you have worked like the Raila peoples or Raila himself, if they have been working in a good idea, now it's time for that good idea to give room for a better idea. And a better idea is not the Wamnyoro slot or Ruto and Raila slot. That's why we say that people are consulting, and whenever they are consulting, other people are also in boardroom. They are coming up with formidable formations. We have not concluded that now the future presidential candidate is going to be William Ruto vice Kalonzo. We are not yet settled. That's why initially I told you that when we end up with two horses, I'll be where the people are. And whenever we end with up with the two horses, you rather go to where the people are. Do not side with the oppressor. That's good, my view. That's why I can tell you that the current people you have just mentioned are not going to solve our problems as Kenyans. We, the people, we are going to solve our problems. And the easiest way and the
Yeah.
only way we are going to solve our problem is through the power of the ballot.
Mm.
We are not going to do it unconstitutional. We are going to do it lawfully as the people. That could be my input, Father Benson.
Okay, thank you, thank you so much for your take, and this is what Brother Yaga is saying here on the comment. At my take, wachana na political emotions brother, utakufa vibaya. Siasa weka kwa roho. What Ayaga, what did you want to say? Marco Bura, let me also engage you on about what happened, especially in Parliament, where the people that are seem to be allied to Rigathi Gachagua, including Dindi Njoro, were replaced in the committees. I know they will have to vote in those committees, various committees, to vote for their chairperson and vice chair. And from the look of things, you find that the majority of those seats, the chairpersons of those seats, they are going to be taken by ODM members, including the budget and appropriation, whereby it is rumored that Atandi is going to be the one who will be taking that position. What is your take on that?
Let me just say something before we get into that again. I don't know. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? There was a comment from the engineer who is in charge of KPLC, and he released a comment that they're planning to increase even the prices of electricity. So I'm wondering why this brother or sister called my take. I wonder where he stays, and if, for example, he's staying within Nairobi, or he doesn't have the capacity to get the right news, then I think he should try so much to get the right news. It is so wrong for someone to just have a stand. We are human beings. We are adults. We make decisions based on what is happening. But I don't think it is okay for someone to keep on just lying to the people just because they have a favorite politician or anything. If you love William Samoei Ruto is the president, or Raila, or whoever you love in that government, or whether the CA is in charge of electricity is your relative, you should the points at which you should just comment. There are times when you should say the truth, and that is the problem that we have as a people of Kenya. Some of us, the level of psychopathy has gotten to a point where we are no longer seeing what is ahead of us. We are no longer seeing what is positive and what is negative. We've been blinded by the political class just because they have, some stand. It is right for you as an adult to make your sound, decisions. You should not just follow someone blindly, and that things are being done to the people of Kenya. You cannot come out to stand and talk about it. You just want to be a sycophant. That is wrong to me, if you ask me. The level of sycophancy that we are seeing in the Republic of Kenya, and especially those people who claim to be supporting Raila Amolo Odinga or the president, you need to get out of it. My take, I'm telling you, you need to wake up and reason like someone who has been living in the Republic of Kenya, someone who has tasted life and has known where life is going. Wake up from that slumber of sycophancy. That is what I can say. On the issue of committees, we've seen people being transferred. Of course, it is the political interest. We are seeing there's a possibility of the president and Raila coming out to tell the people of Kenya that they have decided to work together. But that, of course, is based on their interest. And that is what we are seeing. It is being exposed by what we call the changes that we are seeing in different committees within the parliament. We saw somebody like Ndindi was also taken out. And these were positions, just like I'd mentioned, they were given these positions, I think, based on what they stood for,
Yeah.
uh, the votes that they brought forth. It is normal for changes to be done in governments.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. And when political interests change, depending on whoever is now supporting you, they will be given chances. Of course, Raila, the way is now going to work with the president, as much as he might not be given any position, uh, is going to be given state, protection, and he'll be walking around like a deputy president or a co-president. Actually, is going to be even more powerful than the current deputy president. Those are things that we've seen not once. If you remember the time they had the handshake with the former president, Raila had more say when it comes to decision making and how uh, on how development were dispersed to different places. Remember, he would have more say than even the deputy president then, William Samoei Ruto.
Mm.
We also saw that. We've started seeing that again in this government. So these are normal things. When
Yeah.
interest, changes and someone else come, they will automatically change.
Okay. Okay, Makobura, thank you so much for your time, and I will still engage you. And let me come to Miguda. Miguda, I think you have read section of the media where Baba was kind of like talking about Matiangi, and people have gone to social media, and everybody's giving their own opinion. Was it the right way in which the Raila could have responded, especially to Matiangi, bearing in mind that there are people even from the Kisii land who feel that Matiangi is the best, not even Kisii, all over the country. Was it the best way for the response?
Sometimes it all depends because if it's politics, you can attack me anyhow. I don't care. I can attack you anyhow. I don't care because if it's matter of politics, but sometimes that's why Ayaga stated very unequivocal that you should not be emotional as a politician. Take things easy. You are at liberty because once you are a public office or a public figure, you have to be criticized. Whether you come here with guns or you come with what, we will criticize you. We will not stop criticizing because we did not send you to be a public officer. You wanted to be our servant. Therefore, we must put you to accountable. You can't be a servant, then you want us to sugarcoat you. No, we are not going to do that. We are not going to sugarcoat you, and you are not working. You must work for the people. Therefore, when Raila was responding to Matiang'i, maybe with political statement, he wanted to get the response from the Matiang'i, but that's how possible can be. But if you narrow it down to the support base from the Kisii region, I agree with you that Matiang'i also was some support base from the Kisii region. There are those Kisiis who believe in Matiang'i, and Raila also sometimes depend on those Kisii votes. So there's like they can say, okay, we have supported this man for this quite long. Then when our son is coming to the position for vying for the presidency, then you want to object our son. So it can be a question of concern by the Kisii resident that why is it that Raila doesn't want anybody to come up from the Kisii region? Remember, they still have a case with Raila about the issue of Nyachai. If you know history very well, that case was never settled. The same case they have with the Wamalo, the issue of Fort Kenya, it has never been settled. And if you go to I'll invite those psychopath people. Sometimes you go and visit archives, you go to court, you will get those cases. They are still valid in court, and that's why I don't want to discuss them here. Those happen now, but you see, the cases are valid, but the events have been overtaken. So that's why even the case of the child is sometimes valid, but the events have been. So there's those people who still live in those eras. There are those people who are still old enough to remember those events how they happened. Therefore, in their view, they will tell the younger people that when our man was supposed to be president, he came in and made sure that our man was never elected. Right now, this is a proposal of Matian. He's now coming in. Those things can break him politically in the regions and also can make Matiang at the same time. And this issue, people believe that you know, you need to understand the country. And this issue of living in one state of the country sometimes is not good. You need to travel across the country. Sometimes you need to be Rift Valley, Central, Coastal, Nyanza. Don't live in one particular place of the country. Then the views of the people who are locally there, or how people look at things, you think that that's how it's being looked globally, or that's how it's being looked in the entire country. You need to move. If you have that mentality of depending on one region on analyzing your things, which you are not moving up the country, you might make mistakes because even you must distinct these things. The Raila, who is a hero in Nyanza, in central Kenya, Raila is not a hero. The Kenyatta, who was a hero in central Kenya, in Nyanza is something else. And that's how these things work. The fact that your person is popular in your region, or your person is seen as the kingpin, it doesn't make him kingpin in the entire country. If some people have been heroes, and even if they died, like Jaramogi when he was being buried, he died as a hero. But to other parts of the country, he is not a hero. When Jomo died, Jomo was buried as a hero. But if you go to Nyanza, he was never a hero. So you must have that broad base way of viewing at things as a full grown up man. Don't view things narrowly that once you have your kingpin or your AP, you think that your AP supersedes all AP. We have better MPs than your MPs. And the fact that even if someone have values from your region or your community, the other people also view their person as someone who have the values in their community. Therefore, this issue of trying to postpone people's ambition because you have been there for a long time, I will not agree with them. If anybody has ambition to come, and also these people who also want to run for this president, they should also come out and respond to this issue. They are hiding. Why are they hiding? They should come because if they're ambitious enough and they are men, they should come and face the government the way Natembe is doing, the way Salas is doing, the way Babu is doing. Don't hide somewhere that you want people to come out and put you in that state house. No, you should just come out boldly and face these people. But this issue of maybe someone is trying to criticize you objectively, though sometimes it can be politics. And as a politician, once you're a politician, you are open to everything. You are open to critique, be it public, be it private. You are just like a book. We have to read each and every page of you from front to the end. Therefore, I don't see the issue of people having so much emotions about this thing called politics. And we're just trying to assist our brothers. At one point in life,
Yeah.
People have been psychophants. And still psychophancy and this issue of you are not allowed to think. Once you are a psychopath, it means
Mm-hmm.
now you have to suspend your brain. You have to suspend your thinking. That someone must think for you. Someone must make decision for you. For how long? That's the question we are asking. For how long will someone think for you? Like for how long? Like for instance, those our millennial brothers. For how long these leaders have thought for them for not a while. Now is the right time for millennials to take up leadership from MCA to the presidency at the same time. They will live for the Gen Z this position. But if you keep on in this position, when you are tired, you will be old. You will be almost 50s, and no one will elect you at 50. No one will allow you to come next to the polling station to elect you. But you are a potential person. You are someone who is a leader. You are someone who could bring transformation in your society. Leave alone this jumping of people. You are jumping after someone because of maybe psychophancy or maybe personality. You yourself, you have the capacity, you have the ability to transform your society. Just try, give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Benson, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I agree with you 100% that if it reaches a point whereby you suspend your thinking and you start to think and believe that there are some of the things that somebody will do for you, then uh, uh, I don't know how I can say, but like for us who have been in this country, for us who have been in the political, for us who have been even in the strategic committees of few politicians, we've worked with them and we've seen what they're capable of doing, and we've seen those who have been betrayed. And for the love you have for your country, it makes you not to have a psychophancy. You tend to have an opinion that usually brings everybody on board. You broaden your wings. That's how it says. And if you broaden your wings, you include everybody, because for something that we have to agree with, um, the politicians have never brought solution to this country. A majority of politicians, they've never brought solution. And that's why we are having this conversation and weighing it out and say that what is the right way forward if we want to liberate this country. You know, I've never believed. I know there's some politicians who have done well. There are politicians who have done well. There are those who have not done well, and there are those who are not going to do well either. Because when you look at, uh, like I usually talk of this guy, Professor TV, who tells you how the infrastructure, especially of schools are. He does comparison, and it tell you what part of Kenya do we live. And the same leaders, they go to podium and they're talking over on how promoting education. How can you promote education yet some of the students that are within your area are still studying in a mud wall, are still studying under a tree? Yeah. And now you will come and say, okay, now this is we are uniting Kenyans. So there's some politicians that we follow them. So I think it reaches a point whereby we need to have a candid conversation and see how can we have those solutions. Those solutions are what we are looking for, because we've been lied for too long.
Yeah,
We've been
yeah,
lied for too long.
yeah. Maybe allow me to say one thing. Of course, this is the Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. We are Kenyans. We all have, that right to give. I mean, freedom to speak what we want or what we want to hear. The Constitution gives us that, leeway. But again, we also have the option to have a different stand, to criticize, especially those that came to us and they asked for our votes, and they said that we asked them question, and they promised us that this and this and this, these are the things I'm going to do. And we woke up very early in the morning. We went and voted them. I think when we vote
Okay, Makobure is stuck. Okay, there's something wrong with Makobura, sir. And but thank you. Let's wait for Makobura to come. And another thing, I usually say this: some of the things we need not to announce or to put them on the paper. The deeds, your deeds should follow you. If you are somebody who has a very good deeds, those deeds should follow. They should speak for yourself. Yeah, those deeds should speak for yourself. Yeah, this is what Ayaga says. Let me see. Ayaga has written something here, very, very, very. Uh, um, but me respectfully, I may choose to disagree with Baba, my party leader, in the coming election, and that and what entanglement shall be based on principle, not hate, only on two position presidency. Yeah, on the Nairobi governor. Okay, and that is true because everybody has opinion, and that opinion that you have plays a critical role because the decision you make will influence your life or influence your future. If you make a wrong decision, yeah, will influence your future. And that is the other day we were having a conversation with one of the is a journalist from where I live. We were talking about we were discussing about the leadership of President Trump, and when we were having such conversation, and some of them were complaining, and I told them, no, you will always reap what you've planted. Yeah, utapanda ulichovuna. Somebody was complaining on how he's filling in his ministerial and everything. At the end of the day, that is what you voted for.
Yeah. I was saying something. If you can just allow me to finish, and then I let you finish kindly.
Okay. All right, no problem, brother.
Yeah, so I was saying that we are all adults, especially when we come to these platforms, and it is right when we see someone having a different opinion. It doesn't mean that they don't have good intention or anything, and there are reasons why people have different opinions, and that is, I think, even if you go for elections or when you're in classes, when you do exams, you'll never find people taking one position. You'll find that all these people are at one point they were in the same class, being taught by one teacher, but when they're given exams, the way they will approach these exams, the way they'll do the explanation is somehow different, and we have to accept that. And again, we're in a democratic country. We are supposed to give our opinions, especially when, of course, we are not taking it personal. We are not supposed to direct personal hatred or personal comments which are not really good to comments which are going to damage the character of individuals. But for people, when we're doing such kind of things, we should do them respectfully. I was saying that we have that right to question our leaders because they came to us. They asked for this position. They asked us to give them a chance to lead,
Yeah.
and we gave them. So accountability. There's a constitution, and the constitution clarifies all those things that they need to do, and it is not wrong for anybody to ask his or her MP to deliver. It is not wrong for someone to ask a governor to deliver. If they're getting into corrupt dealings, it is not wrong to say that no, you are getting too much in corrupt dealings. When a leader that you gave opportunity to work for you is not doing what is right, whether it is just right to give your opinion. And that is why, for example, if you go to America, you find that when the president is moving and then maybe meets a group of people, you'll find that some people are just really shouting at the president, and they're saying that, you know what, you're not a good president. And at some point, in some places, they will tell them, you're a good president. And, that is democracy.
Let me, Makobura, Let me tell you, I don't know whether you had an opportunity to watch the interaction between the Ukraine president and uh, the Trump and the Vance, the the his vice president. After that interaction, I think he went to Vermont. He was going for, I think, it's ice diving, something of the sort. People really people really protested over there, and he had cut that one short, you know, because they felt the what
Yeah,
happened on the Oval Office was not such a good
a good picture, of course.
and he did not take it so much personal, you know.
Yeah, so that is what I was saying, that we are in a democratic country, and people are, entitled to their opinions, so long as they're directing it to the right place.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to address my brother, my take. I don't know whether she's a lady or is a he. I want to tell him that it is right for someone to have their own opinion, but it is not right to direct some comments which are not really good to someone.
Mhm.
What we are doing here is we are just doing an analysis. We are not being paid by any political class, to, talk about them. And what we are doing here, we represent views coming from different sides. And I don't think it is anything bad. Personally, if I see something going on in the government, if you've been following this channel, my take, if something is good, kwani who am I not to say that something is good? Why can't I? When something is good, automatically I'll say this is good. There are
Mhm.
things that the president has done good. That is okay. We can commend. But what are we doing? If he's not performing, if people are hurting in different places, do you want us to continue celebrating and clap to him that Mr. President, it is okay, things are working?
Yeah.
If we do that, what are we going to expect as a people? I was giving an example here, my take, of what was happening in Turkana. Mr. Eric Omondi, the comedian,
Mhm.
through the team Sisi kwa Sisi, they contributed quite a good amount, a little amount of money, and they went and constructed a structure there in Turkana.
Mhm.
And the area member of parliament, together with the leaders, they mobilized youth and they went and vandalized that structure. When they were doing this, they did not think about the children. This thing was done for the children. It is because it could be the leadership has failed. They've not seen how important that was. And someone else saw it and took the responsibility of going to, just do something about it. Those
Okay,
people
Marco
who
Buraisa.
called for the youths or people to vandalize, did they even think about the children? Those are the questions that we're asking. Even if that member of parliament was my father, I would come out to criticize, and there's nothing wrong with that. So my take, it is okay, you can have your take, but I don't think it is right for you to continue directing some comments directly to someone, especially in on issues to do with politics, when someone is just giving their take. I don't think that is good. And if you are gentleman enough, I think you should just say that was not okay. And what we are also doing in this channel, we are not entertaining tribalism. That one, kindly I mean, just not that. We are not, you know, talking about tribalism over here. What we are doing here is we are giving our opinion, and just like our motto here says that everyone has their opinion, so long as it is not, arming, or it is not directed directly to the character of an individual, because that way we'll be doing something different. The main reason we are here is we are having a conversation aimed at changing what is happening in our country. We are having a conversation and giving this platform to people to give their views which are geared towards changing the lives and the running and everything that is happening in the country.
Okay.
So I've not liked what my take has been doing for of late. He has been directing or commenting in a way that is not respectful. That is my opinion, my take. Kindly
Oh,
just change on that.
okay, thank you so much, Makobura, for highlighting that. And maybe if I can add one or two to our brother my take. You know, the world of today, or the world, our world, I believe on a very positive conversation. I love you to be here, and we all love you because we know the potential that you have that we do not possess. Because not everybody is created the same. We are created differently, and in our creation differently, each one of us has somewhere that they dwell most. I'm reminded, though, Makobura and Migud, I know you the two usually go to church and you've read the Bible that the man was given the dominion to rule over the earth and the sea, to dominate. That was given, the man was given to dominate. And when you look at domination, to dominate is to rule on your area of best. If you're best in communication, how can you dominate that? If you're best in writing, how can you dominate that? You know, yeah. And at some point, yeah, we might be saying things that might be very inflicting. And how can we learn? What is making us quite much different with our forefathers on the mistakes that they made to this country, or the mistake that they did that has led us to where we are? If we continue to do it, how can we say that we are growing? We I'm not telling you not to support your guy. Support anybody, you know. But what kind of conversation should we have? What are you bringing on the table that can change the life of the people, even can change our life and make us think in a different direction? You know, that is positive, that is building, and that is why we are here. Yeah, we are here to make good friendship. We are here to come together as a community. If something happens to me and I reach out to you, you will come to me without questioning my tribe or my background. And if the same happens to you, I will do that, because that is what we are building. So let us just tone down on some of the negativity, and let's bring the positive vibe. Correct us when we are wrong in a very positive way. And let us also correct if you're wrong. And because like tomorrow we'll be meeting on this street, fighting for the same cause. We love you as a brother. Yeah, we love you as a brother, you know. And let us just come together. Let us build a good foundation. Let us build that friendship. The politicians that we are fighting for, they never fought for us. They never fought for us. When our parents are sick, they face the challenges of she and sha. But with them, their children are going overseas. They don't face this. So it's me and you who have this. Yeah. So let us just come in and make positive contribution, you know, and let's build that friendship. Yeah.
Let me
Our,
let me let me my take. I remember I was in this studio that day when this word inferior came out. I remember Eric had said that at some point when politics was going on during the campaigns, that was it Gachagua was calling the Luos, or the Luos were being referred as, is it Nikki or Kihi or something like that? And I don't know, someone asked what, actually the one who asked what that word was, it Nikki or Nihi? Judith, kindly just type that word over there. And we asked for the translation, and the translation was someone who is inferior. I think that was the translation of that word.
mhm.
I don't really think that Judith said that Luos are inferior. That was not it
Mhm.
my brother take.
Yeah.
She only gave the meaning of the word that was, that was brought forth. So I
Mhm.
don't think it is right to continue with that narrative, because that was not the case. I was here that day.
Yeah.
Yes, this was the term, and we had asked for the translation, and
Yeah.
someone said, okay, any person who understands this word can give us in the comment section, because this is what is actually bringing issue here.
Yeah.
I remember the
Okay.
translation was something that is inferior. And so my brother here has taken it as if it was an address to the community. I don't think that was the intention. My take.
Mm. Okay. For my take, let's just build that friendship. Let us build it. So maybe if it did not come well to you, or it was not well. So as we said earlier, immediately when I came, we apologize and say that we apologize on behalf of everybody. But now let us move and have a constructive and informative uh, 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 discussion. No, forget about what that is politics. If you want to look at about what how many times have Raila and other colleagues, and she, no, forget about the politician. Please forget about the politician. Let's move out
See,
from the
you
politician.
can see something. My take here is confirming that she said it means inferior. Of course, from the explanation of what we had asked, what that word mean,
Mm,
inamaanisha something that is inferior. And Judith was simply giving us the translation version of
yeah.
what this word meant. I don't think she said
Uh-huh.
that the community was inferior. My
Yeah.
take, kindly just be.
uh, okay, my take on behalf of everybody, so that we can solve this, because to what I believe in building. And I believe, one thing that sometimes we take for granted, it's um uh if you're privileged to go outside your country, especially Kenya, when you are in a different country altogether and you see back at your country, you will see the major loopholes, especially when it comes to the leadership of the country. And it will tell you how our country is so much rich, but the people who are not making us to prosper are some of the leaders that we put on power. In power, who we vote for them. So if we vote good leaders, then even what now we are struggling with it now, those things could have not been there, because these are some of the pronouncements that when you look at the politics, when they're in those big platforms, wait, you've not had, you've not had, this is a small one, let the campaign time come, that is when you will know how some of the politicians are. But remember, immediately after the political life, the public, when they go, right now there's a deal. Yeah, right now the Right Honorable Prime Minister and William Ruto are working together. If you look at it, this is not the first time the politicians are working together. I usually call it brotherhood. It happened with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Yeah, it happened again with Mwai Kibaki, and it will happen right now. Who knew that even Rigathi Gachagua would talk with Martha Karua? Yeah, yeah. So despite the all that my brother, despite all that just take it normal. It is okay. And the good thing is, one, very well that you've interacted, you're a member of that community. You can confirm to us, how that community is. Do you feel like that word represent them? If not, then it bother you less. Yeah, because you know your potential. You as a person from coming from that community,
Okay,
your
let me
ability.
do this. We have a link here. Allow me
Yeah.
to just share a link with my brother. My take, kindly. Here is the link. You can just come in and also give us your take as your name goes, your take. I've shared the link. Kindly just join and feel how you can come and feel how it is over here. And hopefully, you'll get to know that we are not in any way propagating anything that is, causing widening or talking about
Mr. Cora,
tribalism.
thank you so much. We will be connecting tomorrow. Gibson is leaving, and we're just telling him bye. We'll be connecting in tomorrow. Makobura, why are you apologizing? No, we are not apologizing because we are a family here. Because here we are a family. If you feel in a way, yeah, we feel in a way, we are just apologizing to let you know that okay, it did not go well with you. And one of the things, my brother, you should learn about forgiveness. You know, because if you go to church, I will still quote. I will still quote that Makobura. What does it say about forgiveness? I think in the book of Matthew. You tell me. You know the people you are going to church. If you don't forgive, then my Father in heaven will not forgive you. Right? Yeah. So which
Yeah,
means
and you should
one of
actually forgive Mara Saba. If someone wronged you, of course, I think let him. We've shared with him the link. Let me see if he's going to join. If he joins, the better. I think we'll finish this thing once for all, and it's something that will
and
not come.
I agree with this. What this our team move team. Let us just put it a point of discussion because we've said what we can say, Makobura, and I think if we continue, we are going to lose the focus. We love our brother, and we want you to be here. And let us just because let us just avoid it, and let's move on, and let's have a candid conversation that helps. You know, let's have things that will change the country. Let us not go into some of this that these are some of the things that we are trying to fight. So please, my brother, just bear with us. Okay, Judith, thank you so much, and okay, thank you so much. And we've done what we Makobura.
I
Um,
think our good friend Mitek should know that this is a platform where we do a serious thing. And more of what we do here is we are uniting the people of Kenya. We are not supposed to diverge in issues which are, someone is seeing them as a personal attack. We have talked about it. My take, if of course you are truly a human being who thinks rightly, then you should have understood what you are trying to talk about over here. If it is a matter of apology, we've rendered our apology to you, and kindly take it from us. It is not right that whenever we are having a conversation, more of your comments are coming to be like, comments directed to a particular direction. That is not okay. And I think that one would also show that you are not even respecting what we are doing because we are creating a brand, and a brand comes with so many things. So kindly just be nice to us as well. We've also been nice to you. And just like we have said, we are trying to build a community where we're going to, just come together, have a take, have a conversation on matters affecting us as individual, matters affecting our country, and again on how we can improve the lives of, the people of Kenya. So that is what we are doing, my take. So kindly just accept what we have said, and let us finish this matter here today. I don't think it is right that whenever we are going on air or whenever we are having discussions, you keep bringing it up. It is not good. Kindly be nice to us. My take. That is the request that I'm, directing to you this evening. Migudo, you can give us your final remarks, maybe before we finish.
Okay, my final remarks to our subscribers, our viewers, our esteemed viewers. We are grateful for you for tuning in to view the channel, for supporting us always. We are grateful. We appreciate every effort you have been making through comment section, through whatever. We are a good media. we allow tolerance, and that's why such things are happening. And I'm happy because that is part of the building of the brand. And there should be no cause of any alarm. Just relax, and we are open to critics. We are open to critics. That's why we have our good brothers, Laban Misiani, Douglas Kebogong, who are pro Baba, but their opinion are always incorporated and respect each other. You are at liberty to critics. You cannot critics the manifesto, whatever you are saying, but don't go personal. If you got personal now, that's not politics. That you are misbehaving. See you next time. Bye bye, and maintain positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Okay, thank you. I've seen your comment, Mitek. You're saying that you want to stop until I don't know that stop obsession or whatever. It is okay, my take, to have that stand, but kindly just respect what we are doing. And at the comment section, there are some comments which are not really uh, okay. Let us not talk more. Let us not talk more of tribalism. Let us focus on issues at hand, serious issues which are affecting the people of Kenya. And again, I think if there was a misunderstanding or there was something that was not okay, we've taken time. Remember, we've stopped talking about what the topic that we were talking about to just address this. So kindly just respect that. Kindly, there is a special request to you, my take. And going forward, we'll appreciate. It is right. You have that freedom. The Constitution give you the right to have your political freedom. No one is criticizing that. It is okay for you, but kindly just respect other people's political stance or views as well. To our viewers, I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who joined us this evening. We really appreciate the fact that you took time to be with us for 2 hours. We are not taking it for granted. We really appreciate. And for everyone that has felt that we've gone overboard, yule ambaye ana feel that tumemkosea, we are taking a responsibility as a channel to say that we are sorry. And you can just tell us what the problem is. We'll try fix, whether it is on our side or on the side of the comment section. To our friends, subscribers, kindly let us not write comments which are tribal based. Those comments which are bringing issues and conflict between us and between the viewers. It is not right. It is not good. Let us remember that Kenya is a republic with more than 43 tribes, and politically they might have different political stance. Of course, we respect that, but kindly, when you're giving your political view, let it be in a respectful manner. If you do so, at CC, we will really appreciate. I'm taking this opportunity to just wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us. Thank you so much and may God bless you. See you tomorrow. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you and bye bye.